there. Thank you for your interest in the Boston University Masters of Science in Nutrition with the Hebrew Rehab Center Dietetic Internship Partnership Program. My name is Mary Jane Staniak. I'm a master lecturer at Boston University and also the Dietetic Internship Director at BU. I'm pleased today to be hosting this information session with my colleague, Alegria Cohen. She is a Dietetic Internship Director at Hebrew Rehab Center.
Thank you, Mary Jane, and thanks for everyone for joining us. So we're going to get into talking a little bit about what this partnership is. First, you're going to get to train in the Boston area. Both the master's and dietetic internship are both in that area. It is a medical mecca, and it's a really great town to study in. You will obtain both your master's and complete the dietetic internship in only 21 months. There is only one application, so even though we are talking about two programs, it will be a very easy one application to complete, which I'll go into in a little bit of detail towards the end of this webinar. And what's great about this partnership is that you will know that you already got into a dietetic internship before you start your master's degree at Boston University. And through the partnership, you will be able to, excel and have a really great experience learning all about nutrition. And I'll send it over to Mary Jane.
All right. Thank you so much. So, one of the most common questions that we are asked from our applicants is who is an ideal candidate? So, we're looking for students who have already completed an accredited DPD program. That is a requirement for application. We're also looking for students who are well-rounded. Those of you who have a strong academic foundation and are well prepared for the rigor of a graduate degree at Boston University. But that's not all we're looking for. We're also looking for students that will be successful in their practicum. And then once they go to Hebrew Rehab Center and they're doing their dietetic internship rotations. So all of the interpersonal skills that you would expect to be important when you're working with a diverse group of clients and patients and healthcare providers is really very important to us. So we're looking for applicants who value the diverse experiences that this unique partnership offers, and those of you who have demonstrated strong qualities in critical thinking, leadership, those of you who are adaptable and self-directed, and also those of you who have the ability to conceptualize things and kind of think out of the box.
So what makes this partnership program unique? It is all in person, which is a really great way to learn. At Hebrew Rehab and at BU as well, all of the preceptors and rotations are arranged by the program. So that's a really great thing to just have all set for you and not have to think about once you are admitted to the partnership. The graduate coursework will supplement the experience that you'll get at Hebrew Rehabilitation nicely. So often we have interns who will say, I learned this in grad school and now finally get to put it into practice, and it's a real aha moment. And Hebrew Rehab is the only New England internship that is focused on geriatric nutrition care and clinical rehabilitation. And it is a great seamless pathway that, once you get admitted to BU, you'll be in the right path to become an RD. So what this partnership program structure looks like. Once you apply and you're admitted, so we're looking at year one, you begin your coursework in the fall at BU. And then in the spring of the same year, you'll finish your coursework. So you will come to Hebrew Rehab, having completed your time at Boston University. And the dietetic internship starts in September, and you will complete your time with us in May. It is a 9-month program.
So, one of the important things for you to consider when you're looking at different programs is that overall structure. And we have strategically built the program this way, whereas in step one, that's when you're going to be fully immersed in your graduate coursework at Boston University. So let me tell you a little bit about what that entails. So first of all, Boston University is a large urban research university right in the heart of Boston. And it's made up of 17 different colleges. One of those colleges is Sargent College, and that's actually the college that our program is in. Within Sargent College, we also have departments training future occupational therapists, physical therapists, speech language and hearing scientists, and of course, future registered dietitians. As a student in this partnership, you will benefit from the interprofessional education program that actually spans the length of the partnership. And in this interprofessional education program, you will have the opportunity to work with graduate students at Sargent College in these other departments, learning about what an OT professional does, learning the training that goes into physical therapy, learning how you can maybe co-treat with speech language pathologists. These are a few examples of how getting that exposure to the other disciplines at the level of the coursework is going to really propel you when you're doing your dietetic internship rotations. Additionally, students in this program will get specialized training in our state-of-the-art clinical simulation center. Sargent College is home to 35 research labs and clinical education centers. And so you may have experiences that go outside the confines of our own nutrition program as a student at Sargent College. So, a few highlights about the time that you'll spend at Boston University. So, you will complete the Master's of Science with a clinical concentration. That's really going to set you up to be well prepared to go into that dietetic internship. We have a strong foundation in human nutrition science and metabolism that will elevate what you got in your undergraduate studies. We will teach you to critically evaluate the research and the science. You will learn how to apply evidence-based solutions. You're going to really work on sharpening your communication skills, honing your counseling skills. And in our sim lab, you'll have the opportunity to learn about and develop very strong nutrition assessment skills. Overall, your time at Boston University will dramatically enhance your readiness for the dietetic internship and really increase your confidence taking that next step. So, our clinical concentration spans roughly 2 semesters of full-time coursework. In that first semester, you're going to be getting the foundation courses of biostatistics and nutritional epidemiology. So, in the second semester, you can continue in our graduate nutrition research course, learning how to write grants and really discern what's good science and what's not. You'll also get deep opportunities to explore metabolic regulation. We have a nutrition counseling course at the graduate level that will build on what you learned in your undergraduate nutrition counseling class. And you'll have space for an elective. I mentioned that interprofessional practice. That's a module-based class. It's 0 credits. And you'll do the first 2 modules in person while you're at Boston University. In the third and fourth module, you'll actually do when you're in your internship rotations to kind of round out that experience. In the spring semester, probably the courses that you hear the most about if you have the opportunity to talk to one of our current students is our advanced clinical nutrition course. That's the course where you'll find yourself in our simulation lab, either working with hired standardized patients or working with our mannequins, depending on the skill set. Another highlight of the second semester is our graduate nutrition practicum. So these are some pictures that show our skill lab on nutrition focused physical assessment. This is one of our professors working with one of our hired patients, and the technology in the sim lab allows our students to really see through cameras as well as have the opportunity to have their sessions recorded so they can look back. And there's all kinds of cameras at different angles so you can look at placement of hands for different skills and whatnot. And hopefully, once you've completed viewing this webinar, you're going to want to come to Boston University and visit our sim lab in person. I mentioned that practicum experience that often is one of the favorite parts of the program for our students. The reason for that is unlike the graduate coursework and unlike the dietetic internship, where there are many, many, many specific competencies that everyone must meet, the practicum course has a lot of room for you to explore an area of interest to you. And so we have strategically left competencies out of this, recognizing that some of you might want to do a clinical based practicum, but others of you might want to be in the community or in media or in food service management or doing something in nutrition research or the industry. So we have many, many opportunities for you to choose from. And this is completed in that semester before you go into the dietetic internship. So some students use this as an opportunity to explore an area that they have no experience with. Others who maybe feel like they know the direction they want to take choose something that gives them more experience in that specific area. In addition, there's not a lot of room because we're very efficient completing the graduate coursework in 2 semesters, but there is a little bit of wiggle room for some elective courses. Typically, we have 3 elective courses that are available, and these are within the nutrition program itself, taught by our nutrition professors. A popular one that is often available is our Eating Disorders Prevention and Treatment course. Another popular one is Nutrition for Sports and Performance. And then the third one is an opportunity for you to study abroad in Italy. That course is taught, it's a 4 week intensive course that runs the third week in May to the third week in June every year. And that's taught by 2 of our nutrition professors. However, you don't need to choose from one of these 3. Many students choose an elective in another college at Boston University. For example, we have students taking courses at the School of Public Health, maybe taking a communications or an education course. We have students that take culinary or gastronomy courses or courses in research. So a lot of opportunities are available to you as a graduate student at the university, even though you're in the nutrition program within Sargent College. So before I turn it over to Alegria, I wanted to give you a little bit of information about some of the opportunities to earn money while you are also getting great experiences in the nutrition field. So we recognize that a degree from Boston University is an investment, and we really want to deliver on that investment. So, as a graduate student in the programs of nutrition, you are eligible to be considered for a graduate assistantship working with one of our faculty in whatever area of practice they are in. So, some of our graduate assistants might be working with a research professor on their research work. Others, for example, might be working on a podcast with one of our professors. We have many teaching assistantships available, and in those, you're helping either run a course, help with grading, maybe help with office hours. So we have many of those positions available. We also hire program ambassadors to help us provide a direct line to our current students. So if you're interested in engaging with one of our current students, we provide that resource for you. We also have social media assistants that help run our social media platforms. And I encourage you to check out our platforms. In addition to the offerings at Sargent College in the programs of nutrition, university-wide, there are other great opportunities. Here's two examples. There are graduate assistantships offered at the fitness and recreation program, and those fitness and recreation graduate assistantships offer a stipend as well as tuition remission for 8 credits. And then some of our students apply and secure positions with our housing office as graduate resident assistants. And they get a stipend as well as housing and a meal plan. So, some really great benefits. So now I'm going to turn things over to Allegria, and she is going to talk about step two. So you've completed all of your graduate coursework. You're not worried about midterms and research papers. You're not worried about final exams. Now you're going to step into the full-time dietetic internship.
Thank you, Mary Jane. So yes, so this is the time where, you really, it's your final stop until you're an RD. So it's a really great place to be. And it's exciting. So we're going to talk all about your time at Hebrew Rehabilitation Center. It is a full-time program, and we have six interns. So a little bit about Hebrew Rehab first. It is recognized as among the best nursing homes of 2026 and many years prior to that. But I think something that is important about our program or about our facility is that although it is entered in that nursing home criteria, it is actually a chronic care hospital. So our interns are provided with a lot of medically complex patients because is a requirement to be a patient here that you have to meet certain criteria, not just age. So as a result, our interns will interact with patients on dialysis, tube feeding, and really just a wide variety of complex medical needs. One of the things that's very special about Hebrew Rehab is our focus on patient-centered care, a lot of even food preferences, really just making sure that patient feels special. And every little interaction really is held highly and is really just a great part about Hebrew Rehab's culture. So again, our program is 9 months, September to May, and the program prepares our graduates to care for older adults. However, our graduates feel comfortable leaving here and caring for patients in a wide variety of places. So we've had graduates who, are really interested in clinical go into acute care. We also have those who are passionate about community. And even though they are experienced with older adults, they end up going into a placement where they're helping, interacting with kids. So our emphasis is on clinical nutrition and food service management, and I will get into a little bit about each rotation in just a bit. Our specialized nutrition training is geriatrics, and with the baby boomers, we have a lot of need for that type of expertise. Our interns undergo dementia training. They conduct wound care with our attend wound rounds with our wound doctor, nurse, and dietitian who's wound certified. And they have a lot of experience with our multidisciplinary team, which includes speech, our ethics team, and palliative care, which is such a great exposure to end-of-life care. So this is a brief way to look at our rotations. We start off with 2 weeks of orientation to make sure our interns feel really comfortable where they are, and which creates a really great learning environment where they're not afraid to ask any questions because they feel comfortable and they know their preceptors. And then we have 16 weeks. So the majority of the time is spent in clinical. And that is spent 5 weeks are in long-term care, 5 weeks are in a rehab setting, 3 weeks in staff relief, and then 3 weeks in acute care hospital. 4 weeks are spent between outpatient and community, and we have a wide variety of settings, private practice or hospital, are just among a few for those rotations. 5 weeks are spent with food service management, where a large of our interns really do enjoy their time. They get retail experience, experience with therapeutic diets, and so much more. But budgeting, a lot of really great experience to have. 1 week is spent on our National Nutrition Month programming. So this is a team approach. All the interns are together for this rotation in March. So it's really great because everyone's known each other for a while, and it's just a really great week to come together and provide programming for our employees. About 300 employees are in attendance. We do 2 nutrition fairs where everyone really looks forward to it. 2 weeks are spent in our wellness and social media rotation, where interns get the experience of creating content for our Instagram account, TikTok account, and YouTube account. So they feel comfortable, if that's something they choose to do, is being comfortable, editing and doing Canva and all these different tools, and just making sure we have more evidence-based nutrition in social media is a big, really important. 2 weeks are plan your own. We do have several affiliations already, which I will provide interns with that list. And we often have interns who go with a location that is on that list, or they can create, contact someone else, and then we are responsible. We will form that affiliation. So that is done for you. We have 2 weeks of test preparation and 2 weeks of vacation. So by now you might be asking, how do I apply? This all looks great. How do I apply? So what's good news is it's only one application. You apply to the BU MSDI application in DICUS, not the Hebrew Rehab. There will be a section in the BU application where you will select yes if you want to be considered for this partnership. Our application deadlines are the same, so no confusion on that. And our application requirements are, as you see, you need to have a DPD, or at least be in, it has to be in progress at the time of application. Transcripts, if you're an international student, if applicable, a GPA of 3.0 or above, and all these other bullets are within DICUS. And selected candidates will be invited to interview, but we do encourage you to participate in info sessions at both BU and Hebrew Rehab to really understand. This is just a brief webinar, but to learn more about our program, interact with some of the staff, participation is really encouraged.
So hopefully you're liking what you're hearing, and you're going to sign up for our full info sessions at Boston University and Hebrew Rehab Center to learn more. This is, just scratching the surface, and we want to make sure that you are an informed customer to help you really make an informed decision. We know it's a big one. And so when you're ready to apply, definitely reach out to our Director of Graduate Enrollment. Alessandra Monroe is her name, and her contact information is listed here. We will be offering DICAS application fee waivers on a first come, first served basis. So when you're ready to submit, reach out to Alessandra to see if there are any available and save yourself a little bit on the application fee. As well, if you have any questions about transcripts or your WES evaluation, if you are an international student, Or if you have questions, maybe one of your letter writers didn't get the notice to write the letter of recommendation. Alessandra is really the best person for all of those types of questions. If you have questions about the BU graduate program, or questions about the dietetic internship program at Hebrew Rehab, those are best directed directly to us. A great resource for you is our Graduate Financial Aid Office. Devin Messner is our assistant director in this office, and he can be a wonderful resource, should be able to answer many of your questions. So, as an applicant, when you are completing, when the review team at Boston University is reviewing your application, we will also be considering you at that time for merit scholarships and all admitted students. So if you are considered admissible and you're given an offer, you will be guaranteed some level of merit scholarship, and you will be notified of what that amount is in your offer letter. For the most up-to-date information on our tuition and fees, please see our websites. And again, if you have any questions about federal loans or financial aid, other scholarships, we encourage you to reach out to our financial aid office at Boston University.
So for more information, please feel free to contact either Mary Jane about your time at BU or myself for that time at Hebrew Rehab. Our email addresses are on the screen. You can visit our websites, click the QR code, or also attend one of our open houses and info sessions just for more information. And thank you so much for joining us today.